This video is about writing a quadratic equation using given solutions. So we're going to write a quadratic equation given the solution. So if the solutions are 2 and 6, this means they already solved using zero product property. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the solutions and we're going to put them in parentheses with x with the opposite sign. So since they were both positive, we're going to make them negative in our parentheses, and then we're going to multiply them together. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Remember, we have two x terms that we can combine together, so we get x squared minus 8x plus 12. In number 2, the solutions are negative 5 and negative 8. So when we put them in parentheses, we're going to make them both positives. So we have x plus 5 times x plus 8, and we're going to multiply out our polynomials. So first we're going to distribute the x, so we get x squared plus 8x, and then we're going to distribute the 5, so we get 5x plus 40. There's two x terms, so those have to combine together, so we get x squared plus 13x plus 40. Number 3, the solutions are negative 6 and 9, so we have one of each sign, so in the parentheses we're going to make the 6 positive, and we're going to make the 9 negative. So to solve, again, we're just distributing. So x times x and x times negative 9 gets us x squared minus 9x. We're going to do the same thing with the 6. So 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times negative 9 is negative 54. I'm going to combine those x's together. So I get x squared minus 3x minus 54. The last one has a fraction, so we're going to still do it the same way we were doing it, and then at the end, we're going to worry about getting rid of the fraction. So, because they're both positives, I'm going to make them negative, so x is negative 3 and x is negative 1/2. So we're going to distribute x times x is x squared, x times 1/2 is negative 1/2 x, negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times negative 1/2 is plus 3 over 2. So I'm going to rewrite this so they have the same common denominator. So instead of 3x, I can change that into 6 over 2x, because when I divide that, that gets me back to the negative 3. So now I can combine my like terms with the x's. So I get x squared minus 7/2 x plus 3 over 2. Now remember, we don't want fractions in our equation. So the last step I'm going to do that's different from the other problems, because they didn't have fractions, I'm going to multiply by the denominator. So the denominator is 2. So my equation would be 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. Remember, if the number is already in the denominator, it cancels out when we multiply by that number.